In terms of social protection, 19.2 million social grants beneficiaries have been supported, providing a critical safety net that I've just been alluding to. 452,302 individuals benefited from food and nutritional programs, showing momentum in government's intervention to increase access to nutritious food to all vulnerable individuals. Speaking, of course, to the SDGs of the UN. And also 120,935 victims of gender-based violence and femicide received psychosocial services as we continue with the intervention to implement the National Strategic Plan on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide and expand victim support services such as Tutuzela centers and GBV desk, as well as victim-friendly facilities in police stations. We have actually went to some few police stations, and I must say that it was heartwarming to see that there are dedicated police officers that are actually dealing with GBVF, since the president have actually said that it is now a crisis in South Africa. We've also seen private sector coming along to actually work with police stations. Mines have contributed, but we also saw NGOs playing a role. So that kind of ecosystem has actually showed us that indeed we can be able to deal with gender-based violence and femicide in a structural way. Noting this progress, the rising administered prices and food costs continues to place pressure on household income. Of course, South Africa's inequality remains very high, with a Gini coefficient of approximately 0.63, which I've already spoken about. High unemployment continues to undermine poverty reduction efforts, while challenges persist in grant payment system and resourcing for GBVF intervention. And as I've already said, we have then now been able to intervene through our frontline monitoring, and came up with ways that we have been able to direct to different departments to be able to know exactly what they can do, what they should do, and also to bring what we call active citizenry to deal with this particular matter. Of course, the recommendations for social protection are as follows. We said that we needed to strengthen stability of SASSA payment system, especially the biometrics and card transition, as well as to deal with the current issues that they are having with other institutions in government. We need to expand employment-linked social protection targeting youth and women. We need to improve coordination between the Department of Social Development, Health, Basic Education, Department of Agriculture for an integrated poverty response, and we need to strengthen monitoring on food poverty hotspots to target intervention. And lastly, we said that we need to ensure that the NDA, which is the National Development Agency that is in Department of Social Development, need to come up with policies that need to assist us to be able to migrate and transit some of the people that are in the SASSA system to be able to be to deal with their own issues of looking for jobs through skills development and entrepreneurial skills.